The top 10 House races to watch in 2018 inches. House Republicans are in trouble heading into 2018. President Donald Trump's unpopularity, voter distaste of Washington and a highly energized Democratic base have combined into a toxic brew for the GOP and its 24-seat House majority. A record number of Democratic candidates are piling into swing districts from Southern California to northern Maine and from the Florida Keys to suburban Seattle, and Republicans trail by double digits in many national House polls. But ultimately, the battle for the House is a district-by-district affair. And a handful of seats scattered across the country reveal the trends that will dominate those battleground races for the next year, including huge Democratic primaries, Republicans' growing suburban problem, and the outbreak of sexual misconduct allegations roiling more and more campaigns every week. Here are Politico's 10 most important House races of 2018 and why they matter in the battle for the House. Illinois 6th District, Revenge of the Suburbs. GOP Rep. Peter Roskam won re-election handily in 2016, but his Chicagoland district saw a big shift, with President Donald Trump losing it by 7 points after Mitt Romney carried the seat by 8 points in 2012. And since Trump took office, elections in Virginia, New Jersey and a handful of congressional special elections around the country have seen local candidates fall to or even below Trump's levels in the suburbs. That's a big warning sign for Roskam and other Republicans in suburbs of New York, Los Angeles, Detroit, Kansas City and more heading into 2018. Democrats have to wade through a crowded primary before they face Roskam. Kelly Maskey, who picked up an Emily's List endorsement and raised the most money last quarter, is leading the pack, though anything can happen in a field of 7 candidates. But even a bruised Democratic opponent may not stem the tide against Roskam and other suburban congressmen. Increasingly socially progressive, suburban voters have been drifting away from the GOP for years, said Ian Russell, former Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee Deputy Executive Director. Trump dramatically accelerated this movement, and the tax bill will only further alienate them. Democrats are not just targeting suburban seats, though. Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams is among a growing cadre of Democratic candidates hoping to turn Trump country blue, along with Paul Davis, a former candidate for governor of Kansas. In Utah, McAdams won his first mayor's race in 2012, when Mormon Republicans were out and forced to back Mitt Romney. And while Romney got 60% in Salt Lake County, McAdams got 55%. "I have a reputation as someone who gets things done by working across party lines," McAdams said, adding that he expects the same ticket splitting in his bid against GOP Rep. Mia Love. These campaigns will look different than some resistance-style Democratic candidates around the country. Davis kicked off his campaign for Kansas' open 2nd District seat by saying he wouldn't support Nancy Pelosi as Speaker because we need new leadership in both political parties, he said. That gamble, which positions him outside national Democrats, hasn't hurt him in Washington. The DCCC has already listed him as a top-tier candidate, and Minority Whip Steny Hoyer's PAC donated to Davis' campaign. No district exemplifies the coming internecine fights quite like GOP Rep. Barbara Comstocks, whose Northern Virginia seat is trending increasingly blue. 5 Democrats finished the last fundraising quarter with over $150,000 apiece and have established different bases of support. The Democratic veterans group Vote Vets is backing Dan Helmer, while state legislators are supporting State Sen. Jennifer Wexton. Lindsay Davis Stover and Allison Friedman, both former Obama officials, have tapped those networks for help. Democrats argue that primaries gin up excitement and participation, but Republicans will be on watch for when these races inevitably get negative. California's 39th district, the most expensive race of 2018. GOP Rep. Ed Royce's district has never been a top Democratic target before, but Hillary Clinton carried it in 2016, and Democratic candidates have flooded in, including some who are spending their own personal fortunes. 6 candidates running in this diversifying Southern California seat raised more than $4.1 million in one quarter last year, and there are still more than 5 months to go until the primary. 2 Democrats, Andy Thorburn, a health insurance executive, and Gil Cisneros, a former naval officer who won the lottery, are self-funding much of their bids, while Mike Contran, a physician, has been endorsed by Emily's List. Meanwhile, Royce, a committee chairman, has been stockpiling campaign money for years, preparing for the possibility of a strong challenge. All signs point to record spending here, as Democrats hope to chip into the Republican stronghold in suburban Southern California, and the cost of TV advertising in suburbs of major cities like Philadelphia, Seattle, Miami and Phoenix will drive up the price of campaigning in dozens of other districts around the country. So don't forget your wallet.